Homework out. Time for homework out. Yep. Let's get started. You should be on page 123. Yay, 123. Here we go. Write the equivalent fractions from problems 2 and 3. This should be easy for you because you did this last night. The equivalent fractions from 2 and 3 were 1/4, and that was equivalent to, or equal to, 2/8. Multiply both the numerator and the denominator of 1/4 by the same number to get 2/8. What number did you use? Why does this make sense? Okay, so in other words, they're saying, what multiplication can you do to go from 1/4 to 2/8? And we talked about this before. Think about it. 1 times blank equals 2. 1 times, come on, it's 1 times. 1 times 2 equals 2. And 4 times 2 equals 8. And if you do this multiplication, you create your equivalent fraction. So we multiplied by 2. Let's write that. We multiplied by 2. This makes sense because 2/8, because 2 and 8 are, why did that period for? Are twice as big as 1 and 4. So just remember, you got to multiply the top and the bottom by the same thing. The numerator and denominator by the same number. And then you can go ahead and you can get yourself 2/8, which is an equivalent fraction. What happens if you divide both the numerator and denominator in 2/8 by 2? So now they're asking us, they're going, oh, what if you divide the numerator, that's the top one, and the denominator, that's the bottom one, what if you divided them by 2? What would happen? Well, you would go back. You would go back to your old fraction. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 on the bottom there is 4. So you see, you can go back. You can go back and forth with multiplication and division, and you can see all the different equivalent fractions. Say that with me real quick. Equivalent fractions. So it's super simple. You just divide the top and bottom by 2. What happens? If you divide the top and bottom by 2, you go back to 1/4. It's really that simple. Drag that right there for you. Cool. To find an equivalent fraction to 6/8, Beth divided by 2 to get 4 in the denominator. What? What should Beth do to find the numerator? Oh, the denominator. Okay. Okay, I got it. So they're saying, here's this fraction, 6/8, and they're saying the denominator, the bottom number, that she divided by 2, and her new denominator, that means her new bottom number, is 4. What should Beth do to find the numerator? Well, if you divide the bottom by 2, you should also divide the top by 2. There's a lot of this in math. A lot of what you do one place, you also have to do in the other place. You got to keep things balanced. That's a lot of what math is, keeping things balanced. You can't just do things for no reason. If you divide by 2 on the bottom, you must divide by 2 on the top. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. That's our new number for our numerator. So our new fraction is 3/4. It says, what are the equivalent fractions? Well, that's easy. It's 6/8, which we started with, as you can see. We started with that in the original problem, is equal to, after you divide the top and bottom by 2, whatever you do on the bottom, you also do on the top. 6/8 equals 3/4. Bada bing, bada boom. Fill in the missing numbers to find an equivalent fraction to 5/6. So 5/6 times bleh equals 10 bleh. Well, they multiplied the top by 2, didn't they? 5 times 2 equals 10. That makes sense to you, right? You know that 5 times. So whatever you do on the top, you must also do on the bottom. So if they're multiplying the top by 2, they got to multiply the bottom by 2. And then you do 6 times 2 equals, what's 6 times 2? 12. And just like that, we've made an equivalent fraction. Do you see how easy it is to make an equivalent fraction? You just kind of multiply the numerator and denominator, the top and the bottom, by the same thing. And you got it. You've got it. You've done it. Let's move on to the last two problems. It says to work with your group. You're working by yourself. Or you're working with me right now in the video. So whatever. Shade the model to show 2/5, then show 10 equal parts and write an equivalent fraction. Whew. One step at a time. Let's do this. Shade the model to show 2/5. Well, the 5 means how many pieces are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. The top is how much you shade. So we shade 1, then we shade 2. Why? Because there's a 2 right there in the numerator. Now it now it says to show 10 equal parts. No problem at all. We can turn this 5 into 10 simply by drawing a line through the middle. Haven't we just made 10 pieces? Count it if you don't believe me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did. Show 10 equal parts and write an equivalent fraction. Last step. Now that we've drawn this line, what is the new fraction we're dealing with? It was 2/5 before the line. But now that we drew this line, we've got a new numerator and a new denominator. Remember that the denominator is how many pieces there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 pieces. The numerator is how much we shaded. Well, look what we shaded. We shaded 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/10 is an equivalent fraction to 2/5. They are equivalent fractions. They are equal. They both live in the same space on this little fraction model. Shade the model, number 12, last one. Shade the model to show 1/4. No problem. There's 4 pieces. Thank you, 4. And that 1 means to shade just one of them. There, shaded. Done. Hooray for us. Then show 12 equal parts. Well, dang it. How are we going to turn this fraction into 12 equal parts? One line through the middle won't do it. Don't believe me? Let's try it. One line through the middle. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 12. It says 12. Dang it. How are we going to get... How about this? What if we didn't draw a line through the middle? Because we need more. What if we drew it towards the top, like that, and then drew one more kind of towards the bottom, like that? How many pieces do we have now? Count them. They're small, but you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Who knew that splitting it into 3 groups would give us the 12 that we were looking for? I knew it. Want to know how I knew it? Because 4 times 3 equals 12. So I knew that if I'd made it 3 different sections, then I would get to 12. And now that we've made it into 3 different sections and there's 12 pieces there, we got to know how many are shaded. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 has shading. Shading? Yeah, is shaded. So what's our new equivalent fraction? Well, there are how many pieces again? There are 12 pieces. That goes on the bottom. And then how much is shaded? How much has color in it? 1, 2, and 3. 3/12 is an equivalent fraction to 1/4. Alright guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for doing your homework with me. I'll see you next time. Bye.